Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Miss Hillary and I am your host. This is your teacher, Miss Cartessa. Today we will learn about another animal that lives on the farm.
Today's lesson is titled, "And a Cluck Cluck There." I can't wait to see what's clucking on the farm today. By the end of today's lesson, we will be able to describe a farmer's job, identify chicks, hens, roosters, and the sounds they make, describe the needs of a chick, and identify foods that come from chickens. Let's get started. But first, let's review what we already learned. On our last lesson, we learned about cows. We learned that cows need grass and a big field, water, and hay. Baby cows need milk. Cows are milked by squeezing the udder. And ice cream, cheese, beef, and milk all come from cows. So let's sing the cow version of Old MacDonald Farm. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O. With a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Okay, but now today we're going to learn something new. We're going to talk about chickens. So let's talk about what we already know about chickens. I want you to think about what chickens eat, the sounds they make, and why do farmers even have chickens? So let's look at our KWL chart, which stands for what we know, what we wonder, and what we learn. So Hillary, what are some things that you know about chickens?
I know that chickens live on a farm.
Yes, they do. Chickens live on a farm. Good. What else do we know about chickens?
I think that chickens make the cluck cluck sound.
They do. They make a cluck cluck sound. Anything else?
And I think chickens lay eggs.
They do. Chickens lay eggs. All right, now let's move on to what we wonder about chickens. Are you wondering anything, Hillary?
Yeah, I know that eggs come from chickens, but I'm wondering what other food comes from chickens.
Okay. What food comes from chickens? And I'm sure somebody already knows that one. Anything else?
I wonder, do all chickens lay eggs?
That's a great question.
And I'm wondering, where do the chickens sleep at night?
That is a good question. I've never seen a chicken at night.
Yeah, never thought about that. And I'm also wondering, what is it that the farmer feeds the chickens? What do they eat?
That's good. Okay. Later we'll put in what we learn about chickens, okay? So now let's talk about the words that we're going to be reading today. Today you will learn about chickens. Some chickens enjoy perching on rooftops and other high places. Say perching 3 times with me. Perching, perching, perching. Good. Perching is sitting on branches or on a roof or other tall places. So let's look at perching on the word wall. The chickens are perching on the fence. Good. Tell a partner if you have ever seen a bird perching before. Good. Now, owls, foxes, and raccoons are predators to chickens. Say the word predators 3 times with me.
Predators, predators, predators.
Very good. Predators are animals that hunt other animals for food. Take a look at the picture on the word wall. The fox is a predator to the chicken. Wild predators like to hunt farm animals. That's why farmers build fences to keep those predators away from their animals. So now it's time for the story. Listen carefully to find out more about chickens. Old MacDonald here again. This time I want to tell you about chickens. I have a few chickens on my farm, but some farmers have lots of chickens. Chickens are birds that do not really fly. Like any bird, chickens have feathers, feet, beaks, and wings, but chickens cannot fly. They can flap their wings, and sometimes a chicken can get a few feet off the ground and even to the top of a shed roof. But chicken bodies are not suited for flying. What might happen if chickens could fly? Could farmers just let them walk around? Some farmers let their chickens out in the yard to peck around for insects, seeds, and other food on the ground. As long as there is food to be found, chickens tend to stay close to home, so there is little need to worry about them running away. Now, pecking means to use a beak to get food. Generally, chickens need help from the farmer to get all the food they need. The farmer feeds them special pellets called chicken feed, or he can feed them dry corn, wheat, or oats. Feed means to give food to, but feed is also the food that the animals eat. At night, and all the time on some farms, chickens live in the chicken coop. A chicken coop is not a fancy shelter. It usually consists of a small building where chickens make their nest and where they roost or sleep at night. The chicken coop also has a fenced-in dirt yard. The main reason for having a fence is to keep other animals out. Chickens are tasty, and because they can't fly, they would be easy prey for other animals, including owls, foxes, raccoons, weasels, and skunks. These creatures are nocturnal predators, meaning they are animals that hunt at night, so every farmer needs to make sure that the chickens are all safely locked in the coop every night before he or she goes to bed. Female chickens are called hens. Hens lay eggs, which many people like to eat. On some farms, the farmer collects the eggs from the chicken's nest each morning and evening. On other farms, the hens lay their eggs in cages with sloping bottoms so the eggs roll out onto a conveyor belt that collects them. The farmer and his family eat the eggs, or they sell them to other people. Eggs have hard shells. If you crack the shell, you can break open the egg and release the yolk and white. Egg yolk is yellow and egg white is actually clear, though it turns white when you cook it. Some people like to eat fried or scrambled or boiled eggs for breakfast. Eggs are also used to make other foods, including cakes, cookies, and other baked goods. This hen laid several eggs, and now she's sitting on her eggs. If the farmer does not collect the eggs, the hen will keep sitting on them to keep them warm and protected. This is called nesting. After the hen sits on the eggs for about 21 days, something amazing will happen. A chick will be born, and it will use its beak to crack open the shell from the inside. For 21 days, the chick has gradually grown inside the egg. All this time, it has been using the egg yolk and white as its food. Within a few hours, the chick will be fluffy and yellow. On some farms, the eggs are hatched in incubators, machines that warm the eggs just like a mother hen. Hens are good mothers. They naturally know to sit on eggs to keep them warm and how to raise baby chicks. They will even sit on other hens' eggs. Unlike cows and pigs, chickens do not produce milk to feed their young. After the chicks hatch, they quickly learn to scratch and peck. Soon, these chicks will be ready to peck the ground to find food for themselves. Male chickens are called roosters. The farmer usually only keeps one rooster in a chicken coop. Roosters do not lay eggs. Like the hens you saw earlier, this rooster has a red comb on top of his head. If you compare this rooster to the hens, you will also notice that he has a larger wattle. The wattle is a flap of bare skin that hangs down on the bird's throat. Roosters have larger wattles than hens. Roosters are famous for perching on fences and even on rooftops. If they can't flap or scamper to the top of the barn, if they can flap or scamper to the top of the barn and crowing cock-a-doodle-doo. Roosters are alarm clocks for farmers because they often crow as soon as the sun starts to rise. And getting up early is just fine for farmers because they know that the early bird gets the worm. Roosters continue crowing from time to time throughout the day, but they usually do not cock-a-doodle-doo at night. Of course, farmers don't raise chickens just for their eggs. Many people like to eat chicken. One of my favorites is fried chicken, but some folks like to eat roasted chicken or barbecued chicken. A popular food many kids like to order when they go out to eat is called chicken fingers. Of course, chickens do not really have fingers. Chicken fingers are simply strips of cooked chicken meat that you eat with your fingers. Well, that's about everything I can tell you about chickens, and mine are probably getting hungry right about now. So I better go throw a few scoops of feed into the coop. Great. Now let's go over some questions about the story. Good. So Hillary, can you help us with these questions?
Sure can.
Great. So what was the main topic of today's lesson?
The main topic was chickens.
It was all about chickens. Now, think about once the chicks have hatched, how do they get their food?
Once the chickens are hatched, they actually really quickly learn to scratch and peck the ground for their food.
That's good. That's right. That's right. Now, why do many chickens spend time in a chicken coop?
I learned from the read aloud that chickens spend time in the chicken coop for shelter and for protection from wild animals that could be their predators.
That's right. We did talk about predators this morning, right? Very good, Hillary. Now, how are the chickens like other birds you might see outside?
Chickens are like other birds because they have feathers, they have wings, they have beaks, they make nests, and they lay eggs.
That's right. That's right. But how are they different from the other birds?
They are different from other birds because, number one, they actually can't fly.
That's right.
And number two, they are domesticated, which you talked about. So they are raised by humans.
That's right. They need the help of a human. Very good. Why do farmers raise the chickens?
Farmers raise chickens for their eggs, which I did know, but I learned that they also raise them for meat.
That's right. That's right. And last one, Hillary, do you like to eat eggs or chicken?
Yes, I especially love eggs, and I do like some fried chicken every now and again.
That's good. Okay. Now let's do a think, pair, share activity. You can get a partner for this activity. I'm going to ask a question, give you time to think, then I want you to share with your partner. The question is, what is the most interesting fact you learned about chickens today? Miss Hillary and I will share. Hillary, what is the most interesting fact you learned about chickens today?
I think the most interesting fact that I learned today, and I did not know that the way chickens, baby chickens start to eat food is just by pecking and scratching the ground. That was new for me today.
That's good. The most interesting fact I learned is how the mother hens are just natural mothers. And I know that there's kind of a connection with all mothers. We just take things on naturally. It's good. Good job, Hillary. Wow, we have learned so much today about chickens. Now, when we were reading and listening, we heard that on some farms, the farmer collects eggs from the chicken's nest each morning and evening. Say the word collects with me.
Collects.
Good. If a person collects things, he or she brings them together and saves them. My grandfather collects old coins. Is there anything you collect or know someone who does? Tell me about it. Be sure to use the word collects when you tell about it. Hillary, do you collect anything or know someone who collects something?
Yes, I like to collect medals from the races that I run in, like 5Ks and half marathons.
Very good. And I've seen those medals. She has a lot. She has a very large collection. Now you share. Okay, good. What was the word we talked about?
Collects.
Collects. Very good. All right, so let's look at collects on the chart. The farmer has collected the eggs from the chicken coop. Collects. Good. All right, now let's do a sharing activity. Now I'm going to describe some situations that are examples of a person collecting something. For each example, I want you to tell me what is being collected. Try to answer in complete sentences. Begin your responses with blank collects blank. Okay? Miss Hillary and I will do the first one for you. Steve picks up lots of shells at the beach and puts them in his pail.
Steve collects shells.
Very good. Now you try. Listen carefully. Gina has friends and family send her postcards, which she keeps in a box.
Gina collects postcards.
Very good. Sue keeps all of her favorite rocks that she has found in a pail.
Sue collects rocks.
Great. Juan has more than 50 baseball trading cards in his desk.
I think Juan collects baseball trading cards.
That's right. Last one. The squirrel hides dozens of acorns to eat during the winter.
The squirrel collects acorns.
Good. Great job, everyone. Great job. All right, so now let's talk about what we've learned today about chickens. Ms. Hillary will help us.
Wow, we did learn a lot today.
Yes, we did.
One of the things we learned is that chickens eat feed, corn, wheat, and oats.
Good, we did. That was one of our questions too. We did learn that.
We also learned that chickens live in a coop.
They do. They live in a coop, a chicken coop.
We learned that male chickens are called roosters.
That's right.
And we learned that female chickens or hens are the ones that lay eggs.
That's right.
So roosters don't lay eggs.
That's
I learned that.
That's right.
And the last thing that I learned is the different types of food that comes from chickens besides eggs. We have fried chicken, barbecue chicken, some chicken wings, chicken tenders, chicken nuggets, and chicken fingers.
Good. Good. Good job. All right.
Thank you for joining us today. All rights and credits from this lesson belong to Core Knowledge Language Arts. We would like to thank them for publicly sharing these materials.
Be sure to use what you learned today. Go and tell someone at home about chickens. If you're interested in reading more about chickens, please check out these books from your local library or online. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.